All right, this is going to be a live stream to talk about Lamar Jackson's play in Week 1 against the Jets. Also to preview at least two possessions that the Dolphins used in their Week 1, their big Week 1 win over the New England Patriots. Talk about maybe the different ways that the Ravens are using Lamar, the differences in the offense. Mike McDaniel obviously has put his stamp on that Dolphins offense. I am going to, restart the plays once, probably in about 5 minutes. I just like to let the video run and ensure that I'm getting, good stream quality. Last week I had a lot of issues with the stream, so that was kind of embarrassing. So the plays are going to run primarily, initially going to be Lamar pass plays with a handful of read plays thrown in, typically run plays thrown in. Typically when you get a run play or a read option play. In this stream, I'm going to show you an end zone angle. I think overall 30 plays of the Ravens-Jets game. We'll run that one back real quick. Overall 30 plays of the Ravens-Jets game. I did a video on this one. I'm just so impressed with Ahmad Gardner. He's going to defend this deep over concept from the other side of the field, and it just doesn't surprise me. It's Mark Andrews. I really truly believe Ahmad Gardner is aware of the fact that that's where Andrews is, and he's even pointing out to his teammate. He's even pointing out something, maybe to his linebacker, to his inside. Not exactly sure what he's pointing out. I think he's telling him that Ricard is running across like that, because typically with the Ravens, when they do run this deep over concept from a tightly aligned tight end on the other side, you'll get Ricard pass pro or fake run block and then slip out into the flats to try to occupy that corner. And I think Ahmad Gardner adjusts to this slightly different play and is communicating to his linebacker inside that he's got to cover Ricard because Ricard's not going out into the flats. Hopefully I said that in a way that makes sense. RJ, what's up, man? Let me know when you got audio. I'm just testing the stream quality here, to be honest with you, because I had so much trouble last Saturday morning. Most of it was my own with the stream settings and such. Easy E, Lord of Flacco. Let me know when you guys have audio, please. Okay, thank you. This is obviously Duvernay's first touchdown. I'll break these down a little bit more in detail, to be honest with you. I love that Lamar is picking a matchup and going at it. And look, Hall, the third corner, or I guess fourth corner, really, he covered Duvernay quite well on a handful of routes that I saw. Personally, I think he's, committing pass interference right here. I think it's like obvious. I'm not sure what you guys see. We're way downfield. The ball was being thrown to Duvernay, and he's literally just grabbing him. I would hope that were Duvernay not to make this unbelievable catch, that the refs would have thrown the flag for pass interference, because that seems like incredibly obvious to me. Audio and video is good too, guys. Please let me know, because I'm very self-conscious about it this weekend, because so much trouble last Saturday, again, which was my own inability to get the settings correct for the stream. And occasionally I'll pause the plays. What I'm considering doing is pausing like that, so you guys see that it's been paused and you understand that it's not the video quality messing up, and you see the pause symbol there in the top right, and the play symbol to let you know that your video should be stopped. I'm kind of operating with at least one underpowered laptop here, to be honest with you. Lamar's scramble on this 3rd and 8. I mean, I don't even know, I don't know how it's possible that he did this. I'm going to pause it here in a moment. As he's approaching the top of the numbers, I just look at it and I'm like, how does he get there? Like, this doesn't look like a situation where he's going to get there. RJ, I'll answer questions like that once we get into the stream. I'm going to be honest with you. This is pretty much just me, the pre-stream. Okay, RJ. I'm trying to make sure the settings are operating correctly and that people can have a good experience. The last thing I want to do is set up all these plays and then people have a poor experience in here. I just don't know how. Don't they do things for pass plays that are like there was a 38% chance of that ball being completed, or or a 70% chance of that ball being completed, but yet it was dropped. Don't they do things like that for pass plays, like a quote next gen stats? I don't know what the percent would be for this, but here, hopefully you got. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. It looks like the frame is blocking it. You know, the yard to go is up there to the top left. I just don't know how he makes this. I mean, I kind of questioned the spot, to be honest with you, but he clearly got his feet right near the marker. Unbelievable. Thank you, RJ. I really appreciate that. Okay, Village. So you're saying the audio and the video is working? Good, good, good. This screen surprised me. I'm gonna throw the intro graphic up, which is amazing. I can't wait for the day that I can um, reveal and credit the person who's been gracious enough and incredible to work with, who is helping me out. Such time that I can, I will, and I can't wait. But I'll throw the intro graphic up here in a moment after this play. I think we can run this with any of our running backs, and you have to. You can't just run screens with only a certain running back, even though Kenyon Drake certainly appears to be the best guy we have. Because if that's the case, then teams know, oh, you never run a screen with J.K. Dobbins, or you never run a screen with Gus Edwards. You got to be balanced, and you got to self scout. I don't know about you guys, but I just love how quick Linderbaum gets out here on this. We got a real asset there at center that I think we can use and play to his strengths, which are considerable. Unbelievable is Lamar's middle name. Yeah, no doubt. All right, so I'm going to throw the intro graphic up. I appreciate you guys joining in. You know, right as we started, I said it was going to start at 10, and I'm now about 5 minutes past. So I'm going to throw the intro graphic up and explain the concept idea for the video. Appreciate you guys joining in. This is intended to be a look at Lamar's play against the Jets, which I'm aware that many people have broken down the film at this point. I get it. Serious, good morning. Thank you for joining. So this is a stream to talk about Lamar's play last week against the Jets. Also to talk about how the Dolphins offense operates. I have 2 possessions, maybe 3, to show you guys. And the idea is to just give you a preview of the game. I did put out a preview video on one of the Dolphins' interesting or unique plays called Tall Stretch. It's to the boundary. It's a boundary play. I put that video out about half an hour ago or so. This is going to be, honestly, we're going to watch 2 Dolphins possessions in a row, and I'll just talk about certain plays that I think are interesting. Obviously, if our DB situation is in really poor, status for tomorrow, we're in trouble, guarding Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I mean, we'll be playing a lot softer zones. We'll possibly be not pressuring the quarterback as much, but there's a couple of things I've noticed about the Dolphins offense, and my observations about this are going to be simplistic and may not end up being accurate, once the game concludes tomorrow. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Hopefully you like the intro graphic. I think it's amazing work, obviously. And, let's get to it. We're going to look at Lamar's play against the Jets first, and then we'll look at Dolphins possessions. If you guys have any suggestions or anything that you want to see that I'm not showing, you can certainly let me know. Quite familiar with most of these plays. I do not have them annotated. The program I'm using now, I don't pre-annotate these at this point. I just kind of do the breakdown for you guys live. All right, so first play of the game is the play action boot to the top side. And I just love how comfortable we're making Lamar immediately, getting him a quick completion. I talked about this in a video earlier. Like Bateman doing this from an on-the-line position is interesting, meaning he's even with the ball, or at least what the NFL allows to be even with the ball. Typically, it would be like from a slot position, someone who's off the line of scrimmage, to give you a little bit better angle to get out there. Bateman has to kind of, bow this back a little bit, and then Linderbaum looks like he's getting pushed back by Quinnen Williams, so Bateman has to further move this back into the backfield. But I don't know about you. I just love that we're getting Lamar a little bit of easy completions. I thought there was 4 in this game, and then obviously the one missed one to Demarcus Robinson on the RPO down to the bottom left. Yeah, please like the video, guys. If you don't enjoy the video, then like tell me in the chat section. Like tell me if you don't enjoy the content that I'm making, because there's 22 viewers and 5 likes. So if you don't like it, let me know, and then I want to improve the product that I'm offering, and give you guys what you want. All right, so second play, second down. Second down and 10, a little bit later, that first possession. This is a wonderful play that I broke down last night. You're going to get Andrews and Prochet stalk blocking these two defenders here. And we're throwing it downfield, so it's kind of a little bit of a gray area rules-wise. We're not blocking yet, though. Well, I mean, I guess actually we're starting to block here. But clearly we're not running routes with those two. This is a screen downfield because, we're past the line of scrimmage when we catch this football. So if you're a Jets fan or coach on the sideline, and we're blocking, and in the case of Prochet, we're blocking before the ball is there, and we're catching this ball like 2 yards downfield, yeah, it's a little bit of a gray area. It's a little atypical. You would normally see us, you normally see a bubble there by number 3. The alignment that the Jets give us is interesting. They've got 1, 2, 3 to match our 3 receivers, and the bubble is there. What I mean by the bubble is there is, were we to run a bubble with Duvernay, we still got the same situation numbers-wise. We do. We're just not making it look like an immediate screen when we run this out here, and Lamar seems to hit him like right on schedule, if you ask me. Are you guys getting good video? My stream says everything is good, so I'm very conscious about it this morning. All right, later on, I think first drive, play action to Likely. This is one of those disputed plays that some people are like, oh, Lamar was inaccurate this game. I think he's trying to throw this ball down. I don't know that he's trying to throw it as low as it ends up being here, to be honest with you. But just so you understand, Lamar, and I can't prove this, like I got no data to prove this. I believe Lamar is one of those quarterbacks that tries to throw the ball in a way to protect his receiver. Now, you can't do that all the time. Some guys would put this ball, a little bit further out here and then, risk their guy having a big collision with the safety. I think Lamar is very intelligent. I think he understands the coverage and where the safety's going to be in this single high, what looks like cover 3 to me. So he's trying to fit this underneath to Likely before the safety can get there and converge. And you're going to get the end zone angle to see this, and you can let me know if you agree with me or if you disagree and he's just off by 4 foot. I disagree. I don't think you throw this ball here for multiple reasons. You got the linebacker possibly in the window. Maybe his right hand could knock it down. And then you also bring the safety into play as someone who could collision Likely, on the catch. I think he's intentionally thrown this low. Having said that, I do think the throw is about a foot and a half lower than Lamar would have wanted it. I think it would probably have been better off to be in this area here. You guys can let me know what you think. Jason, yeah, that's kind of the point I'm trying to make. Some people would say that he was inaccurate, and like I had one guy message me, tell me I didn't know what I was talking about, that like this ball, the description, there was no pictures obviously in the message, but the description was like, that first ball to Likely should have been thrown like 4 foot out in front of him and up by his eyes. And I just think that brings the safety into the play and also brings the linebacker as a potential guy to get hands on the ball. If the angle, let's see, Lamar's arm is here. So he was basically saying, this ball needed to be thrown here, and I just think it brings the linebacker into the play. Of course, I get the benefit now of drawing it on screen and making my points sound stronger. I just think that if Lamar is inaccurate on this play, it's not inaccurate by 4 feet. It's by like, this much. Something like that. That's my opinion. I agree. Likely has to catch that ball. That's a ball he's got to catch if he wants to be the guy. And I think he will. I mean, that was an opportunity to catch. Let's phrase it this way, Jason. That was an opportunity for Likely to catch the football. He didn't take advantage of it. He had 2 other opportunities, just like this one, where, he's open, has a chance to catch the ball. It doesn't happen. This one, he's wide open. He beats Michael Carter II badly, and he kind of gets in the way. I think this ball is intended for Andrews. You see Andrews over here. You guys still getting good video quality? Yeah, well, that happens to everybody against Quinnen Williams. So I'll tell you what, I'll post up some Quinnen Williams film after their week 2 game this week, and let's see if he sucks. All right? And then you tell me their center. You tell me how good the other team's center is. Same play, all 22 angle. I think Lamar is throwing this ball to Andrews, who has beaten Gardner in this instance for real. I think, I think incredibly highly of Ahmad Gardner, but I think Andrews, is winning this matchup and is available for the football. Lamar is throwing it out there to him. Likely has also destroyed Michael Carter II. I mean, and he did this twice. So, yeah, Likely didn't have a reception. It's a disappointing game for him, but I think Likely even still showed some of the things he's going to be capable of for real. This is one that I love. Were this ball to be thrown further to the sideline, does it put Demarcus Robinson in a better position for some yards after the catch? I'm not sure because there's only so much sideline over here. You know what I mean, guys? Like I don't think it makes sense to throw this one towards the sideline more. That's what another individual was telling me in a comment was like, that when Demarcus Robinson went in motion, the timing between him and Lamar was poor. Well, yes, on the RPO that I think I'll show you later, yeah, I think Lamar and him need to get their timing right. But this ball can't be thrown much more towards the sideline. I mean, I guess unless it needs to be thrown earlier so Robinson can catch it and get up the sideline. So, but I mean, I have some familiarity with a spread offense where you're throwing the ball out into the flats a lot. And to me, he gives Demarcus Robinson a chance to make the first defender miss, which he does. So I don't think this is an example of him being tremendously inaccurate. I don't. If my interpretation doesn't sound accurate to you, let me know. I think he's just getting the ball out there. And you can see Lamar is clapping his hands because the play clock is going down. Surprise, surprise. I think he wants to get this ball out there to Robinson because he knows that it's going to be available to him. He's looking off, making sure he's got, off coverage, and he does. Takes advantage of it. I love that we're getting him easy throws. You guys let me know what you think. Like it seems like we're getting him some easier throws with the use of motion. Certainly with the play action bootleg stuff under center. I'm glad this one got knocked down for real because I feel like if it doesn't, it might be intercepted. I was looking at the chat for a second. I need to. By the way, I said in the beginning I was going to use this. That I was going to use this pause button so you guys could know when it was paused, so that you're aware that the video should be paused, like right now. So that way you're not getting freezing. I'm glad that this ball is knocked down because I guess there's a window between these two inside linebackers, but I don't think it's a very big window unless this ball is thrown. I intentionally drew that kind of like a bowed line. Unless it's kind of thrown on that drop trajectory, I guess, way back here. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. I don't have the end zone angle of this play, I don't think. I mean, if it's thrown on this straight trajectory, you know what I mean? I feel like it brings the linebackers into play. So, but we'll never know, how Lamar was thrown. Although it did look like a straight line throw to me. It didn't look like something that had a lot of loft on it. Yeah, you can't really tell because Quinnen Williams is so close to him when he knocks it down. I think that's Quinnen Williams, right? Yeah, Taurus, what's up, man? First of all, appreciate you joining the stream, man. Um, Another play action boot. These are some of my favorite. I mean, I am, first of all, we got to get the run game going if we're going to be under center. Like, if we're only going under center to run play action boot to our right, I mean, that's going to be pretty predictable, right? It ain't going to take long for NFL teams to adjust to that. So we got to get the run game going a little bit under center. I had a theory after the game, and I still hold to it for real. Pause this. When we were under center and we were one back, so one running back, that was play action boot. It's kind of tough to write with this. So, all right, and we were under center and we had two backs, so there was a fullback back in the backfield back here with him. We were running the ball. Now, That may be an oversimplification, but it certainly seemed to be the case to me. When we got one back in the backfield, we were doing play action, and we're using Ricard on the edge to kind of block that D end. And in this case, he actually did a pretty good job. One thing that's kind of interesting to me about Ricard in this Jets game was I thought he did a better job in pass pro than he did run blocking. You guys can tell me how you perceive that. I didn't think he did that great in run blocking. I really didn't, and I thought he looked better in pass pro, which is weird. You know, kind of a smash out concept, I would say. I think Andrews is running something deeper like this, and that's just designed to hold this corner. Have him deal with the deeper route because it is Ahmad Gardner, and Ahmad Gardner is very intelligent. This strong safety, I think Whitehead has kind of turned his back with really no awareness whatsoever of the number one receiver. This one was really weird to me from a Jet standpoint. I don't know what this guy's doing, running himself out of position. And just so you know, like, I have coached that rolled down strong safety position for 16, 18 years. So I understand what their angle is supposed to look like. It ain't supposed to be turn your back to the quarterback and run here. It's supposed to be like, we would always say, we want you by the top of the numbers, maybe to the bottom of the numbers, something like that. So we took advantage of what I think is a poor job by that strong safety, who's a pretty athletic guy, and I really like him as a player. Yeah, RJ, I agree. I think Robinson looks good. He looks like a guy that we can use, and I liken our team receiver wise to a basketball team that has 5 or 7 guys who can score for real. I trip off some of these people that are like, "Why is Lamar throwing the ball sidearm?" I really like James Lofton. I really do. I think James Lofton does a nice job breaking down the game. For whatever reason, Lamar thinks that he wants to throw this thing sidearm. I don't know why. He's got people to his left, people to his right. So it appears as if he's got a clear lane to throw this ball through. I understand that. He felt like it was good to drop down and deliver that thing. He did, and it ended up being a completed pass. I don't understand what the complaint is, like why people trip off his throwing motion. All right, this RPO stuff, the Jets shut down. I thought they just shut it down. This is our snag concept that we have run, definitely from last year a lot. Bateman running the snag, Duvernay went in motion out to the flats. That's a poorly drawn line. Duvernay out into the flats like that. So that's the pass option, which is secondary. The run option would be, handing the ball off, which it doesn't look like Lamar is really reading anything here. It looks like he's predetermined that we're going to go to the pass side. Maybe he saw something coverage-wise that he thought he was going to take advantage of, but this corner stays in the flats, so that basically takes away Duvernay's route. And this, which I think is an inside linebacker here, does a nice job of taking away Duvernay's snag concept. You can see neither one of these guys is open. Can't throw it to the snag. Can't throw it to the flats. For whatever reason, he didn't read it in terms of the run as a viable option. Personally, I think if he's reading it, this is a give. This D end here did not chase the running back. This should have been a give, and we're running off tackle. I'm not saying to you that, hey, we're going to get 12 yards. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying based on the read, which I think should be this defensive end, this should have been a give. Oh, yeah, Dobbins is definitely going to bring a different element. No, the RPO, or I would run RPOs 5, 6 times a game if it were me. I think we're great at it, but I think we got to read it. Like I illustrated on that last play, I don't think he read it post-snap. I think he made a decision pre-snap based on a certain thing that he saw, and, it is what it is. Demarcus Robinson down here, I think, matched up with Ahmad Gardner. I mean, there's an opportunity to throw him the ball if he's running out, but that's not what Demarcus Robinson's doing. Demarcus Robinson's running out and up, and Ahmad Gardner is not having it. He is so intelligent, guys. He has the ability to see the receiver and see the quarterback. It's not like you should only be looking at one. Watch him not get. He's a great player. That's bottom line. I'm going to pull this back multiple times so you can see Ahmad Gardner's technique. Look, he is not being fooled in any way, shape, or form by that. Just a great talent, man. A great talent. YouTube's telling me to insert an ad here, so I'm going to do that in a moment. I don't think the ad really applies to you guys for real. I think the ad applies to rewatch. So I'm not sure how this works and what it looks like on your end. So please tell me. Please tell me if the ad interrupts you guys' viewing experience a ton. YouTube prompts me on the streaming software to insert an ad, so I did so. All right, end zone angle. I think this is the same play. Yeah, our clock management was poor, RJ. We were constantly snapping the ball late. Why do we do that? Because we're switching personnel groups all the time. So we're constantly shuttling one or two guys on the field, one or two guys off. And we're doing that to see what Moses gets beat here pretty bad, I think. I think Moses ends up getting beat off the edge here. It looks like a loss to me. We're doing that to see what personnel groups the defense is going to switch to, whether they're in nickel or base or whatever. Yeah, that's one of the worst that I've seen Moses do in terms of pass pro, because I think he's generally pretty solid. Okay, Ravens fan, thank you. Yeah, I'm not sure what the ad does on you guys' end. I believe it's just for rewatch stuff. So here's how live streams work. I don't really make a lot of money off live streams. Like it doesn't generate a lot of revenue. And it took me like probably 20 live streams to realize, oh, I have to insert the ad manually. And then on rewatch, you can make a little bit of ad revenue. So I just didn't have any idea. Play action, under center, I love it. But again, what do you see, guys? It's one back. Now I know Ricard's on the field, but he's playing tight end here. So under center, one back was either boot or play action a lot. We got to go against that tendency. There's got to be a better job of being less predictable. If this safety lets Ahmad Gardner play it, I think Ahmad Gardner's going to defend this route. Demarcus Robinson's a pro, and I think he's got a chance to catch this football. I love the route. He brings it in and brings it back out. We would call this like a post corner, but different people call it whatever. Okay, serious. All right. I'm not a big fan of YouTube allows you to either do ads you can skip or ads you can't. I'm not a big fan of the ads you can't. This is a great play by Gardner. I covered this play in a video on Ahmad Gardner. Pass breakup, wonderful job on Andrews. I think he knew the route was coming, but there's a couple of things to mention here. You're getting Andrews on this over route. I think that's Demarcus Robinson on outside release go. Oliver is going to come and then run up the top of the numbers. Watch Oliver as he runs this vertical. Watch him start to clear this linebacker, which I believe is Quan Alexander. Now, this is some people who don't have a lot of football experience, and they would say, Lamar has to throw this ball to this guy. He doesn't have good field vision. That's not how quarterbacks work. Quarterbacks read particular defensive players, and then they progress through their reads. So it's a if-then statement. If this corner does this, then I throw it here. If this corner does this, then I throw it out into the flats. That's how it works. Lamar thinks he can win this matchup. Fine, no problem. I'm saying to you, there's a possibility to throw this ball here out in front of him and watch as he's clearing. You see him clearing Quan Alexander? Now, is Josh Oliver going to beat a whole bunch of people vertical? No, he's not. But we have opportunities to make plays depending on what these free safeties do when they're in a single high look. Hopefully I'm saying that in a way that makes sense. Not saying Lamar did anything wrong at all. Just saying that as the season progresses and we see how people are defending us and we adjust in games, hopefully, right, that those are the types of plays on the backside that can be available. Already talked about this earlier. Great job of taking the matchup. You've got Gardner here. That's his face mask. Clearly going to take Andrews. I I think you've got Michael Carter II on Likely, and then this is Hall on Duvernay. I think this is predetermined by Lamar, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like that makes it sound like there's something wrong with him. By the way, the Jets switched this. Carter ended up taking Andrews, and Gardner ended up taking Likely because of the releases. There's nothing wrong with predetermining it. Like, this is my matchup. This is what I want. That's what NBA teams do, right? LeBron comes down and surveys the defense. They've got a particular matchup. He gets the ball to that guy, and they go pick and roll. That's sports, right? You find the matchup that's in your favor, and you go to it. I do think Hall played a little bit better than I thought, but just to toot my own horn a little bit, I did do a preview video of the Jets Ravens where I said if Hall gets on the field, we got to attack him, and the Ravens did, and it was wonderful to see. Corey, Corey, I don't mind doing a video on the Cover Zero thing later. I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to just address it in this live stream. Not trying to be rude, but I have done so many videos on that I'm kind of tired of talking about it for real. I'll do a short thing on it, just showing the things the Ravens did last year that were successful. I just don't believe you beat that defense by dinking and dunking and running, all the bubble screens that we ran last year. I don't. I believe you beat that defense by punishing them and going at them and making them pay, So anyway, all right. So this is Andrews versus Gardner, and Gardner's just locking him up. Being real physical. If you're want to say, oh, that should be interference. I mean, maybe you can say that. Whatever. But but I'm trying not to be hypocritical. Like Gardner makes a lot of contact with Andrews, yes, but watch the contact Likely makes on this out with Michael Carter II, and tell me what the difference is. I'll let it run a couple of times. They're just being physical. They're just competing. And I don't have a problem with either of them, for real. Yeah, Corey, I'll do something where I show like maybe 6 or 8 plays a little later. Obviously, I'm trying to put out a lot of content. You can tell. I've just covered that so many times and tried to explain to people, what was going on. I feel like I'm a meme at this point. Like, I even think somebody posted a meme on it this week kind of making fun of me. Because talked about it so many times what the Dolphins were reading, conceptually what they were trying to do. How I think we should punish them. All right, again, we got under center. We got one back. Ricard is the fullback, but he is, up here lined up as a wing, a tight end. And you got play action. It's 5 for 5 or 4 for 4. It's either 4 for 4 or 5 for 5. So look for that in the game tomorrow. If we're under center and we got one back in the backfield, and Lamar, are we going to get play action? Are we going to actually run the ball? I don't think we're going under center to do straight drop back pass. This is a beautiful job on the screen of Linderbaum. Powers, I think, does a nice job, which is a little underrated. And then I think Zeitler's getting out here. They're doing a great job getting out here. Love what Powers is doing, staying on this backside defender, making sure that there's no. See Powers peel back. He recognizes that he's not going to get here to this primary defender in time, so he might as well just peel back and possibly open up, maybe a cutback lane if the frontside defenders do a good job. Very, very aware player. I'm starting to see some of the things that the coaches like, even though, obviously I'd like to see Ben Cleveland on the field, so we see what we got. Young Cherokee, what's up, man? Appreciate you joining. Please consider liking the video, guys, if you enjoy the content, man. You got 72 viewers and only 18 likes. So I'm either doing something wrong or y'all just lazy this morning. So what I'm saying is, obviously we got a guy who can get out here. Wonderful. Zeitler's a vet. Good. He can get out here. But watch Powers peel back. And it doesn't impact the play in this case, but he understands he's not going to get to Mosley. He's not able to get to Mosley, so he just peels back, so there's less pursuit on the backside. Linderbaum, doesn't really get a big block, but he seals the guy, or he at least gets on the outside and gives Drake a lane. All right. Melvin, what's up? Good morning, man. I did a video last night, or maybe 2 nights ago on this. Hopefully you guys checked it out. This is counter option. It goes against our tendencies a little bit. Normally when the fullback or the tight end is on the left. So I'm calling him the fullback. Even though Andrews is a tight end, he's in the backfield. He's lined up to the left of Lamar. Thank you, Lost Boy Husky. Um, Normally, when we run the option, we're running it to this side. So what's going to happen when we run it to that side is we're going to read this D end. The back is going to go here. The D end is either going to step down to take away the running back, or he's going to go upfield to go at Lamar. But in this case, we're running the option to the same side as that fullback, which is Andrews. And what happens is we gain him as a +1 blocker, and we put this inside linebacker in conflict because he's got to worry about the running back, veering off to this side, and then Lamar running opposite. I contend that our option plays work better when the running back threatens one side of the formation and the quarterback threatens the other. When they are threatening the same side, for whatever reason, it doesn't seem like we're gaining as many yards here recently. Uh-oh. Yeah, Corey, I agree. The wham concept worked great. Ravens fan, no doubt. I think you're talking about the Jets defense. Yeah, they're young, they're talented, they're physical, they're fast, extremely aggressive. I think we beat a pretty good team in terms of their defense. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. I mean, clearly their weakness is their offense, their ability to protect, all of those things. I think this defense is better than people give them credit for. This is mesh. Just so you guys know, I did a video Sunday night. I'm going to try to do that for one play every Sunday night, where I take one play and kind of compare it to how it's been run before. So here's mesh. Ready? You've got Bateman and Prochet running the underneath drags. You got Andrews running this kind of sit route in the middle of the field. Okay, makes it look like an over, and then he sits. And then the late part of this is the Marquise Brown route. When I say Marquise Brown, this is what he normally ran. I believe this is similar to what he dropped against the Chargers. No, I'm wrong. That was not. It was a drop against, maybe it was the Lions, something like this. That actually should be drawn a little bit more like that. So it's a later developing post. So essentially, in these bunch formations, Duvernay has moved to that Marquise Brown route, that Marquise Brown side, which is the Z. Okay, Bateman is the X in this formation. Duvernay is the Z. Is it a no-look pass? I don't know, but it's cool as I don't know what. Either way, Lamar's so great. Shocking to me that people criticize him so much, and people go out of their way to say things that just aren't true. He's reading this extremely well, if you ask me. I don't know if you guys can see it. Doesn't look like you can. There's a frame in the way. Up here at the top, you got Andrews running that sit route in the middle of the field, and you got the linebacker, which I think is Mosley. Look, Mosley's a very underrated zone defender. Don't fall for that game when people say Mosley's a great run defender, but he sucks in the pass. That's not true. Most of the people that say that don't know anything about football. Mosley can play zone defense. Anyway, Andrews is not open. Mosley is on the correct leverage side. Neither one of these drags is open. So that's 1, 2, 3 in the progression. That's how that works. Lamar's looking for something else. Now, it looks like Andrews is coming open here, but I'm going to pull this to the all-22 in a minute, and you can see that he's not. Lamar makes the exact, proper, correct read. Pull this back a little bit one more time, then we're going to go back to all-22. When he steps up, as he's getting ready to release, you guys can see right here, I know there's a frame in the way, that you got Andrews' feet there. What you can't see on his hip, on his back side, is the safety has closed down. Now you can see it. I paused it. You can see it there. Now, so I'm going to pull this back to the all-22 and explain something to you guys that shows me that we're better in a lot of things. Okay, so Andrews this is the all-22 of the same play, all right? So I rewound back one play. I showed you Andrews' route, right? The sit route. Well, that route is a complementary route to this route, the over route that Andrews runs all the time. In the over route, who is one of the primary guys that could defend it? The safety on the other side of the field. Hopefully this makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know in the comment section. So what a lot of teams are doing when Andrews lines up tight to the right tackle or within 4 yards is they're jumping this backside safety. Think of the Cleveland Browns. Andrews ran this route. The Cleveland Browns took this backside safety. He sat down in the middle of the field. And as soon as Lamar threw it, this guy moved and made the interception. Lamar never saw him. In this case, Lamar sees the backside safety go to Andrews as the third part of the progression. I think that's pretty damn cool. When I say third part of the progression, you could hit this running back out here. You could hit the X underneath. That's 1 and 2. You could also hit the other under to crochet, even though it's not open. My point is, Andrews looks open, but Lamar sees this safety coming down and understands the concept. That safety has vacated this whole part of the field. Because he's vacated that, Lamar understands the concept, knows that Duvernay is going to be open. I don't know how people don't say that that's like fantastic quarterback play. I'm not sure. Corey, I mean, yeah, possibly about Stan. I'm not sure. Exactly, Lost Boy. Exactly. Yep, totally agree. Yeah, we're gonna look at some Dolphins film here in a minute. I've moved kind of slow on this breakdown. Hey, if you're watching a video and you don't enjoy the stream, let me know in the comment section. Just tell me, what it is that you prefer I'd rather do or whatever. YouTube, the way it works, uh, the more likes you get, the more comments, the more exposure the video gets. So I would like feedback, positive or negative, doesn't matter to me. This is the Wham play. This is straight out of like the Joe Gibbs Washington Redskins playbook from the '80s, and even during his second term as the head coach. Beautiful stuff, man. We get everybody blocked up. Linderbaum got up to one linebacker. Ricard got to the other. I did not think Ricard blocked really well in the run game, guys. I just did not. And somebody mentioned to me they thought Macari missed their guy. Macari's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Wham is a trap play. It's supposed to hit here and then wind back. This is exactly what it's supposed to do. So what you don't want this defender to be able to move in this direction. It's a trap concept, basically. So once this guy starts to move upfield, Macari does the right thing. He peels back, trying to push this defender this way because Macari, understands where the running back is supposed to go. It's a trap play. Boom. I don't know, man. Offensive line play is not something I'm an expert at, but sometimes I listen to people talk about offensive line play, and I'm like, whoa, I don't even know how to begin to start explaining this. I mean, he can cut him, Corey. He can cut him. There's no reason why he can't cut him in the NFL. He doesn't have to cut him. He just doesn't want the D tackle to cross his face. His touchdown to Bateman. Let me pull that back. Corey, so the trap play, the Wham trap, is supposed to go here and wind back. So that's a poor line. It's supposed to go here, off the midline to the right, and then wind it back. All right. So Oliver, doesn't want the D tackle to cross his face. So he's giving it everything he's got. Oliver, I think he's giving it everything he's got with his same foot, same shoulder, more power. Meaning, I've got my left foot. I know you can't see it because Lamar's right arm's in the way. But that Oliver's left foot is there, and his left shoulder is making contact. He's got a great angle with his legs. I mean, I think he's doing everything he can do, dude. He's just up against a monster, for real. That's not Quentin Williams, but he's a good player too. You can't take it on with the other shoulder. He gets blown up just because of the size, explosiveness, and strength differential, if you ask me. I don't think he did anything wrong. I mean, for real. Unless you want to cut him. But I don't want to cut him on trap because now you're getting legs and stuff in the way of the running back. It's a quick hitting play. You want the running back to get through there. Hopefully I said that in a way that makes sense, Corey. This is a beautiful play, man. Rolling Lamar out. I don't remember us doing this last year. Do you guys? Do you guys remember us doing this like semi-roll? We would do play action. But when we did play action out of the gun, Lamar would pretty much, he'd pretty much stay where his feet were or maybe back up straight directly, drop back. This, to me, looks like a little bit of an evolution. And I think Moses does a nice job late holding that guy off. I feel like we're doing a little bit of new wrinkles, but we're doing a little bit of new stuff to everything. It's not all the same concept. So I'm not sure. It's kind of like what do you call those all-you-can-eat buffets where it's like all kinds of food? There's Chinese food, there's pizza, I forget what they call them. Thank you, Malcolm. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for joining. All right, let me break that play down a little bit. So it's Max Pro. I think you've got Demarcus Robinson on something like this, and then Bait on something like that. Right, not a great drawn route there, uh, but let's check it out and talk about what we could do. Because I had a couple people say, "Hey, there's not many options on this play." Well, no, there's not. There's only two, and maybe three. You got the back leaking out here. All right, so I got it paused. So the idea is for Bateman's route to do something to this backside safety, force him to either go and try to help out, or you know he stays up on Demarcus Robinson, and we hit it over the top. I don't know that we expected this guy to play it so poorly right here. This doesn't look like they'll roll into cover three. I don't. I'm not going to say that Ahmad Gardner makes a mistake. I don't think the dude makes any mistakes. So this isn't like this safety here rolled high and Gardner did something wrong. Nope. I'm not going with that. I think this safety rolled high and he wasn't supposed to, and then this backside guy, chose to not get high either. And I mean, Bateman beats both of them. Robinson would be a late, secondary option there. But that's designed to hit a home run. That is a design play to hit a home run, or maybe go back to Bateman late. I really like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm liking some of the stuff I see on offense. Some things not a huge fan of for real. I'm gonna insert an ad here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Your breakdown of Lamar of Lamar and the offense. We're gonna look at some Dolphins film here. The idea behind these streams is for them to be about an hour long. Again, if there's something that you guys think I need to do better or that you would like to see done, and just tell me for real. I want feedback. I want positive or negative. Or just give me the negative. Let's do that. Just give me the negative. Let's just make it better. I want to make the process better. All right, so inserted an ad, and now we're gonna look at some Miami film. Hey, Nuatonics, however you say it. Can you, when the stream is done, can you put that question in the comments for the video? Not, this is the chat, okay, right now. Can you put that in the comments? Because I'm not exactly sure who you're referring to. And I want to move to the Dolphins film. So I would like to answer your question, but I would just ask if you could put it in the comment section once the video is posted up in about 20 minutes. This is one of the picks, one of the turnovers they had. They really made the Patriots look bad. Patriots offense look bad. It was kind of shocking. We're going to look at the offense though, for real. So a lot of stuff that I think is helping Tua out. All right, for real. I'm interested in what kind of traction they get out of this. I think he's a fullback, number 30. He looks like he plays some fullback. Looks like he plays some tight end. They use him a lot. You know, are there times that's this? I'm not referring to this one here. Are there times where the arm strength thing seems to be an issue with Tua? No, not in this New England game. He has great anticipation, definitely understands the offense incredibly at an incredibly high level, and throws the ball to a spot where his guys are going to be open. This is obviously a missed opportunity. I suspect that maybe this ball was tipped by Judon right here because obviously, Tyreek Hill is wide open. This is a touchdown. If you can get this thing out here anywhere past the 50 or to 45, it's a touchdown. I think this ball was tipped. You guys can let me know from the end zone angle. I don't slow the video down here, really. Oh, yeah, I would love to see us. Hey, I would be okay if us running the screen against that blitz zero. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Judon didn't touch it. Uh, but the throw is obviously well short, and that's not an arm strength issue there. But anyway, all right. Out of the gun, 30. So I would say this is 21 personnel, and 30 is a little bit of an interesting guy. They're kind of using him, I think, to excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. I really messed that timing up. Sorry about that. I know that's messing with y'all's eyes. All right. 30, they kind of use him in an interesting manner. They run him out in the flats, hit him for a nice little gain. He's just an annoyance from a yards standpoint. They're rolling to cover three. the Patriots. Here's your 4 underneath droppers. Cover 3 corner, free safety, cover 3. And Tua's just hitting him through the boundary like an 8-9 yard gain. The guy doesn't look like an amazing athlete compared to Tyreek Hill, compared to Waddle. Even, what's the running back's name? Edmonds, I think Edmonds, right? But he's an interesting guy because they ask him to do a lot. And I'm going to show you some of that on these 2 possessions. I think this is the first possession, and then I'm going to show you the 4th possession. All right, so 11 personnel here. I think you've got Gesicki, and then you've got a running back, and then 3 receivers. This 11 personnel group you would think would really threaten us because of our DB situation. I will say this, and I could be way off. I don't think that Tua is as dangerous in 11 personnel in the shotgun as he is with their designed and schemed up offense. I'm not sure why that is, and they may have had some big plays, last year with him in the shotgun, but it just doesn't seem like it's what he's designed to do as much of. But clearly here he's hitting Tyreek Hill on the backside. We're gonna have trouble matching up with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Yeah, Edmonds is pretty tough. I agree. Edmonds is tough. I'm just not sure that them going spread 11 personnel and Tua back there, unless they've got a real serious run game out of the gun, which will be their RPO stuff. It will be their RPO stuff to me. Handoff, and again, they've got 30 in the backfield as the running back, and they motion Edmonds in from left to right, hand it off to him. This is like a college sweep play. You can kind of call it that if you wish. I think some of these things that Mike McDaniel does are like setup plays for real. I think the primary play, this one, sets up something later on. A track team, Ravens, good point. Yeah, track team. All right, I think coming up next is a play that I had done a video on earlier this morning. Yeah, so this I would call toss stretch. Mike McDaniel ran this against the Rams a lot, and the Rams had a lot of problems trying to defend it. It's got multiple pre-snap indicators. Number 1, we have 2 slot tight ends. Now, actually, though, this is number 30, so he's a fullback. I think he's a fullback. So technically, this is 21 personnel. Okay, so that's indicator number 1 is that you have 2 slots, and then the quarterback under center. You have 1 back. The other indicator is they're going to motion to the boundary. So this guy's going to motion from the field, and they're running this to the boundary generally. And what they're doing is, and I'm going to show you from the end zone angle if you didn't watch the video this morning, it's really unique. Are they going to run this 10 times a game? I'm not sure. But they ran this against the Rams a lot. Watch how 30 engages Judon. And then the tight end who went in motion is also engaging Judon. So essentially, you've got a combo block on the edge defender. And what they're doing is they're trying to get him expanded this way. It's a beautiful concept. I'm going to rewind it back here in a minute. You can see the cut goes right off of those 2 tight ends, or I guess one of them's a fullback and one of them's a tight end, goes right off of those 2 blocking the edge defender. And I showed Rams film, and actually the Bills ran this against this exact same concept against the Rams in week 1 this year on that Thursday night game. So it works against your edge defender's instincts and what he's taught. You're taught to keep your outside arm free and force everything inside. That's what you're taught to do. So you're taught to basically fight for outside position, not get reached. Well, what happens when you're trying to maintain outside position and you get a second defender coming late to push you further to the outside? You get expanded way further than you would ever expect to be. Look at Matt Judon. He's all the way out here at the bottom of the numbers. And we know Matt Judon's name. He's a good player. But we don't even know the name. Sorry, guys, I did that again. Oh, wow, I really rewound that. I got to do a better job of setting this up. All right, so we don't even know the names, or at least I don't, of these 2 guys, 30 and 81, and they just really obliterated Matthew Judon on that play. Joe Hoffman, that's a good point. No push from the Pats D line. They're usually not penetrators. They're usually guys that, read blocks and try to run down the line of scrimmage, in the direction of the play. They're typical, Belichick D tackles. Are going to be a little more conservative. Now, they did stop this play later on, for real. So I belabor that point a lot, especially being as I've already done a video on it. Okay, so 22 personnel now, 2 tight ends, a fullback, and a tailback. You still have the play action threat because you've got Tyreek Hill up top. I'm a little more worried about their under center play action stuff than I am them in the shotgun. This is really unique and slick. So they're running Tyreek Hill on a vertical. That's just a clear out. This is the fullback, guys, making it look like run. Then he's going to run essentially what turns into a wheel from the backfield. That's the fullback running out there. So that's a play that kind of scares me from the standpoint of, our linebackers not hitting the guy because we recognize the play action, so we're going to let him go. Us being so conscious of Tyreek Hill that we open up that space like was opened up here. Tua and him just unable to make the connection. Hey, Roadrunner, I would take 38-24. Sign me up right now. Sign me up. I'm not sure that this Patriots defense has as much talent as it did early last year when I thought they were playing really well. You guys can correct me or give me feedback on that thought. I just don't think they look as talented defensively. All right, we're going to move past this one. Cut these plays next week for the team we're previewing. Fumble by Tyreek Hill on the sideline, great route. And this is an example of how they compensate for Tua's, lack of arm strength. Look, let me put it this way. It's a relative weakness for him, okay? You got Hill threatening with this vertical wheel, and then he's going to bring it back. Tua throws this ball because he understands the vertical by Hill is going to get the corner off. It's going to threaten him. Great route by Hill. Drops it in there. These are the types of things that'll be available, if you ask me, because of the speed of Hill and Waddle. And Tua will just have to throw the ball a little early because I do think our pass rush is going to get there. If Armstead plays and he's, healthy and good to go, he'll obviously have an impact. But, our interior D-line is going to get pressure, I think, every game. Is it going to be 6 sacks? I'm not sure. All right, RPO type read by Tua. Beautiful play. We run versions of this play for real. You got Hill running out in the flats. I'm not sure if he snags it up. And then you got the tight end releasing here to kick out. And the running back, essentially it's split zone. So the running back is running underneath of that kick out block. And it's a great job by this left tackle. When you get the end zone angle, you're going to see it. I think the left tackle is Armstead, right? Watch how patient Armstead is on the play, coming down at this angle, understanding where the back's going to go, and then I think he throws the linebacker on the ground. Yeah, the Patriots don't seem as talented, but the Patriots team also evolves during the year. Last year it seemed like they were better earlier in the year defensively and then kind of got worse. Watch Armstead on this, though. I'm going to slow this down. Well, no, I'm not. If I slow it down, man, the video ends up acting stupid. He's pretty solid. He's not incredibly quick, but he looks like a guy who understands where people are going to be, a second and a half to 2 seconds after the ball is snapped. I mean, yeah, he's got his arms bare hugging the guy, throws him on the ground. If he doesn't play, because I know the right tackle's not playing, right? The right tackle's out. The right tackle's out, like totally out. All right, here's that same play. So they got a backup right tackle in already. If Armstead doesn't play, then they really have issues. Same play concept, guys. Same play concept. The tight end is going to step to the edge defender. It's a short toss that's designed to cut it up inside this double team, or what ends up being a double team. And you can see the safety has just ran through that alley. So there's going to be complementary plays off of that motion. There's going to be motion from one side to the other. Tua is going to open, fake the toss, and then boot back the other way, and you're going to get over routes coming from the other side. But this guy does a great job here. Phillips, who's an underrated football player, if you ask me, runs through, penetration in the backfield, destroys most run plays, and it does on this one. Yeah, I thought Armstead was possibly going to play, but play hurt. Um, First possession, they go quads. A lot of pressure on Tua. I do have one more possession to go through. It is a long possession. Quads always scares me because you know you got four receivers down here, and two of them are incredibly talented, and Hill and Waddle. Not saying that the other ones ain't no good. It always scares me, from the standpoint of how are we covering it. Conceptually, I would always say like if they have four and one of them's great, we need five. I'm just talking about how many coverage guys devoted to that side of the field. If they have four and two of them are great, and the numbers don't work, because my brain worked, I would always say, well, then we need six. Well, you can't always devote six. What you can do is you can get pressure on the quarterback and destroy the whole damn thing, and the Patriots seem to do that here. Right guard really looks bad. I mean, they had issues there with pass pro. I don't know if these issues are consistent. I mean, hell, it looks like both of these guys win, man. Looks like this guy and this guy both win, man. Can't remember 90's name, but I really liked him last year. Hmm. Yeah, I think Owe will play better because we won't be on a wet field. He'll have the correct cleats on. I really think that was most of his issue for real, guys. Was having the wrong cleats on. All right, so fourth possession. This will be the last one that I go over, and to be honest with you, I'm going to breeze through some of this because I'm up against the hour time limit that I really set for myself. Matabike should give problems. I agree. Fourth possession, 4-3 look. I don't know. I'm not going to say their offensive line is bad. Can't say that. Can't say that. But they certainly don't look like an offensive line that RD tackles can't, give some issues to. RPO, and I think this is what they're going to run a lot of when they're in the gun. And then, try to hit us big later. If we get them in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 situations, and they're in the shotgun 11 personnel, that's to our advantage. So it looks like to me you get a slant, you get either something out into the flats, or maybe he breaks us up the field, and then you get this guy running into the flats late. Yeah, just your classic. I would call that snag. I don't know if you guys think that's the same as the one we run. It looks like snag to me. So when you're watching it during the game, it certainly looks like Tua looks off as well. Everybody's trying to do that now. I guess because Stafford did that in the Super Bowl. Look, everybody's doing it. Look at Tua. I mean, he could just be reading it clearly. He's clearly looking this direction. He's probably looking at Judon as well. It looks like he knows he's going to go to Hill, and he looks late when he throws it, which is cool stuff. I mean, that's awesome. We'll get the end zone angle, but you won't see his face mask because we'll be looking at, his back. Yeah, this is just an RPO. It actually, I would call it snag, but this guy right here isn't running out to the flats. He's kind of running a wheel. I only have so much screen to draw here, and then this guy is running out into the flats as a late option. So, they're threatening us. They're threatening us in the flats. They're threatening us vertically. They're threatening us with the snag. And then obviously, they could give the ball to the running back. So there's a lot going on. Our inside linebackers are going to be put in conflict, particularly, you know, whatever inside linebacker is over here on the side of the running back. So when you guys in the game see the running back, you see two in the gun, running back on the same side as a tight X, meaning close to the line, you can look for snag. I'm trying to be honest with you in some of my videos, not predict the game, like what's going to happen, but give you guys things to look at like I do pre-snap. So running back on this side, tightly aligned X. He could be running a drag. They could be running mesh, but just look for that. Look for what kind of route is this guy running. To me, it looks like snag. Could he run, an out? Of course he could because he's got a lot of field to run it with. But a lot of times when the running back is on the same side, you have a tight X, you're getting the snag concept. Yep, Ravens, you talking about when we played the Chiefs at home? Yeah, it seemed like we devoted a lot of coverage assets to him, right? Marco, you mean man-to-man, Clark? Or I mean, I think Clark and Hamilton give us some good options for real on on covering the tight ends. Man, you know, under center, you got that same motion that we talked about before. So you think maybe you're going to get the toss play to this side, but it's not. They run him back to the other side, trying to keep you honest on the backside of that motion. So McDaniel is he's a pain, because he understands what you're looking for defensively. That running back is deep right there. This is the first time I've seen this. That running back's deep. What's he at? 5, 6, 7, 8? He's at 8.5. Interesting. So again, you got that same formation under center. So when you guys see this, this is just the way my brain works, the way when I was a defensive coordinator, the way I try to categorize things. You got two slots, all right? One of them could be a tight end, the other one a fullback, or you could have a fullback and a tight end. You got let's just show the plays they've got. They got toss stretch. All right, you saw that. That was the first one I showed you, the one I did a video about this morning. Then you've got the motion and the inside zone backwards against the grain. Okay, backwards. It's tough for me to write with a mouse, to be honest with you. Marco, appreciate it. Marco, I was trying to answer your question. I mean, you mean man? Yeah, I think man. They can guard. Can they guard him? Yes, they're physically able to guard him. Absolutely. I'm interested to see Hamilton guard tight ends man and see what he can get done. I think that might be the thing he's best at. Here you also have the fake toss, and then you have the throwback. What looks like a throwback screen off of it here, I guess. So we got 3 plays built into this formation that I've seen so far. Fake toss, but no motion. That's another indicator, all right? So yeah, I mean, Marco, I absolutely think we're capable of guarding him man-to-man. He's a good player, though, for real. Look, before the game last year, I did a video showing him having some amazing catches. I do think arm strength is an issue for Tua at times. I mean, not that he doesn't have pressure in his face here, but there's times where I feel like he should be able to just flick the ball out there, and it's such a long motion. I don't know. I'm certainly not, professional in any way of evaluating it, but when I see him throw sometimes, there's some times where it looks like it's such a long motion, he should be able to generate more arm strength with a shorter motion. Anticipation throw, when you get the end zone angle, you're going to see this ball is dipping near the end. Oh yeah, love our 3 safety sets, Marco. Yeah, appreciate this super chat too, man. Thank you. See that ball dip at the end? I'm not saying he has a weak arm, but there are times where he's throwing from the other hash and you think, wow, you'd like to see a little more zip on it. But he's completed deep balls too. He completed one in this game to end this possession. Easy E, yeah, Gasecki doesn't seem involved, which is crazy because he's talented. Melvin, I'll take the under. Melvin says over under sacks Travis Jones too. I'm gonna take the under. Not that I don't think Travis Jones is gonna have an impact when he plays, because I think he will, but I'm just gonna take the under on that. Oh, Marco, I agree. At least one of them is gonna play, maybe 2. There's no question about this. This is an amazing catch by Hill, but again, the ball is kind of like floating there. We got to make plays on the ball. Amazing catch. I think it's a one-handed catch, right? Oh no. My bad, guys. These plays are in one continuous file, so I need to cut them next week. So there's individual plays, and I can't accidentally, fast forward back 5 minutes. I mean, contested one-handed catch. How often do you see a contested one-handed catch? Quite rare, right? Especially by a guy who's like what? What is Tyreek Hill, like 5'9", 5'10", maybe? H. Brassy, what's up, man? Yeah, his arm strength is certainly a relative weakness. I think he survives because of the anticipation throws, throwing the ball early, making his reads quick. He's certainly going to have to get rid of the ball quick against us because I think our interior D-line is going to get after him. I have a thought before I get out of here about our interior D lineman. And look, I'm gonna say this as a huge fan of Calais Campbell. Last week, Travis Jones didn't play. And I think it's possible that Calais Campbell was our 4th best interior D lineman last week in terms of how he played, okay? with the first being Michael Pierce and the second being Justin Madubuike. Or, Madubuike first, Pierce second, whatever you want to do. Those are 1 and 2. And then the third being Broderick Washington. I think it's possible that Calais Campbell was our fourth most impactful interior defensive lineman last week, and that's crazy because Travis Jones didn't even play. So we have so much depth at rusher inside. I think we're going to really cause teams problems at those positions. My concern is, our run defense and how McDaniel's going to chip away at us or try to chip away at us. It's the touchdown. It's the one I'm going to leave you with. Don't think Tua puts a ton of zip on this. So H. Brassey, you got a point, but anticipation, throwing the ball early, getting it out, hitting the receiver in stride in his break. Well, yeah, H. Brassey, Broderick Washington was balling. I think he's a great player, man. Very underrated. Look, I think Isaiah Mack can play. Just throwing the ball early, getting it out of there. They're dangerous. We got to be straight with our coverages and what we're trying to do. I don't do predictions of an exact score. I do a range. So let's go worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, we have trouble with the run game and they chip us, they chop us down with the run game some. We give up a big play or two. Worst case scenario, this is a game we fall behind 2 touchdowns, early, like second quarter, and we end up, battling back because we have that kind of talent, and we lose this game 27-21, something like that. That would be my worst case scenario. Maybe we turn the ball over once or twice as well. Best case scenario, we make them one-dimensional, so they're not able to run the ball. We make them one-dimensional by taking Tyreek Hill out of the game, hopefully as well. So, and then offensively, we're able to run the ball better. So best case scenario would be 34-21 us. That will be something I would think. But I think they've got a lot of talent. So I think the reality is probably somewhere in between there. A realistic thing would be, 24. I'm going to go with a crazy score, 24-19 us. Don't ask me how they get to 19. But something like that, somewhere in that range where maybe we hold them off in the end. I think we're 2 evenly matched teams right now with no Marcus Peters, no Ronnie Stanley, no David Ojabo, no Tyus Bowser, maybe no Marlon Humphrey. I think we're 2 evenly matched teams at this point in time. They've got a little injury situations too with their offensive linemen. But I think we're in a good situation, especially playing them at home. The shoe's on the other foot this year. And I think we've got, increased talent level because we're still dealing with all those injuries, but we don't have guys that are actively out for the entire season. We're just trying to figure out when they're coming back. JK's return would be amazing. I'll probably throw up maybe 5 or 6 JK plays, later on today to try to get some views and just show, hey, what version of JK are we going to get back? What version of JK are we going to get back? I would hope that if JK's coming back and he's playing like he's at 95% plus what he's capable of, which to me is just it's a huge asset, tremendous asset. It gives us so much more versatility in the run game and the pass game. I think Marlon's a groin problem. I think it's a groin problem. I think he practiced one day, didn't practice the next, and then was limited. Or maybe he practiced one day, was limited the next day, and then didn't practice Friday, something like that. Humphrey's a groin, I think. Okay, so Marco, he didn't practice the last 2 days. Got it. F. Ursay. First of all, cool name. I like that. F. Ursay said, should be some interception opportunities for Williams and Hamilton. Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm going to insert an ad here. It's probably not going to be anything on you guys' end. But I would agree with that. The only thing is that some of these throws by Tua, if they're vertical, he's just going to be throwing them out ahead of the receiver. But I think you're talking about some of the intermediate throws, maybe cap throws at 20, 22 yards. Between that 10 to 22 yard range, yeah, I would say there's some interception opportunities for us. Great point, F. Ursay, great point. Yeah, I think our young DBs will compete. I mean, Pepe Williams is a competitor. JAD, we haven't seen enough film of him in preseason at all, obviously, or in a regular season to know what he can do, but the college film looked pretty damn good. Yes, cynical, I agree. Yep. So hopefully you guys, like the stream. Let me know once I post a video up. Let me know if you had any follow-up questions or anything like that. I'm going to be trying to stream every Saturday morning, if you don't know that already, on Ravens preview for the Sunday game. Except for the one game we play on Thursday this year, which I think is Tampa Bay, but I could be wrong. Peters, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but I would venture to say he's not playing. My guess is he's not playing. Will be a big boost if he does. I know he had 2 full practices this week, I believe, maybe 3. H. Brassy, I've thought about it, man. It's hard to pull off though, man, because Sunday's a long day for me and my family. But thank you for the encouragement and the suggestion, H. Brassy. I would like to. Maybe if it's an afternoon game, maybe when we get to 4 p.m. games or something. Or I know week 5 we play the Bengals at 8 p.m. So maybe I would stream on Sunday morning then. So I'll keep that in mind, H. Brassy. Thank you for the suggestion. F. Ursay, yeah, I think we're generally gonna be doing 4-man rushes, to be honest with you, and I think that's a good decision, especially early in the year. There'll be some situations where we bring more pressure, but athletically, I think our edge guys. Tua's a good athlete, don't get me wrong, but athletically, I think we're in a good shape with a 4-man rush to at least disrupt him somewhat. Maybe we're not going to get 6 sacks. I know I know officially we only had 3 sacks against Flacco because we had 2 called back and then one that didn't count because he called the intentional grounding when Campbell sacked him. So we could have had 6. Thank you, Ursay. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, H. Brassy, no problem, man. I love live streaming. I love it. It forces me to do better. So, it forces me to improve my product and improve the graphics and everything. If you like the video, please consider, once I post it up here in a moment, a comment down in the comment section. This is the chat that y'all are chatting in right now. Comment in the comment section, and that helps, this video get promoted and exposure to more people. And because I do make ad revenue off the streams if people watch them after it's posted up. Oweh's the guy, Micah, to me, that could be a game changer. If we get the best version of Odafe Oweh, this defense is off the charts. I think he had the wrong cleats on against the Jets. I just really do. I think he had the wrong cleats on, and I don't. That sounds like a stupid explanation, but he looked like a guy who didn't trust his footing because he has slipped so many times. So, all right. Well, appreciate you guys checking it out, man. You guys have a good morning. Enjoy college football if you want to. There's some reaction videos to Penn State. Not sure if anybody's here is a Big Ten fan or Penn State or SEC fan. Penn State plays at Auburn this afternoon, I think 3 o'clock. I'll be doing a reaction video for that. Appreciate you guys checking out the stream, man. As always, if you watch this long, you probably are subscribed, but please consider subscribing to the channel. Just recently passed 5,000 subscribers, and that's a blessing. And it feels amazing for that to be happening. So I want to thank you guys for supporting in that way and for checking out the live streams on Saturday mornings. It's become something that, I really, really look forward to, getting a chance to communicate with you guys and just tell you the things that I think I notice and then pick up some things that you notice that I neglect to see. Appreciate you guys' time.